Hi, this is Bowen. We're at the Papa facility near Pittsburgh to play some Flash Gordon, one of the hardest, in some regards, one of the best games from the early 80s. Some have called this the best non-multi-ball game ever. Others have called it names that are less repeatable. I know that when I played this game for the first time, it made me cry and run away. And I did not like this game for many, many years. And I like it now because, one, because it's hard, two, it offers a lot of interesting strategy and choices, and three, because it's hard. So as we play, I'm going to play more than one game on here and talk about some different things that I'm trying. And one upside for me personally is that the scoreboard is not visible, so I won't be able to tell you, unfortunately, how poorly I'm doing on the games. We are experiencing an issue with the sound of the voice, where the voice is coming in at a different octave than it normally does. So you'll hear Emperor Ming awaits quite a bit higher than it normally ought to be. But it's still the same gameplay. The game has 3 flippers. From the upper flipper, the main shot is the 1, 2, 3 that's across. You must hit the drop targets down while they are flashing or they don't count. If you make 1, 2, and 3, it lights, I'm not sure, it lights something. There's one other shot from the upper flipper, which I'll try right off the bat, which is a reflex shot into the target that's blocking. There's a backward shot to plunge and collect bonus. And you must hit a drop target down to get that. So I'll try to show you that first. I missed it. It's that little target up at the top there. Like any game with an upper play field, one strategy is to just try to get the ball back up the top. So from the left flipper, there's a shot back to the top to the target, and then you can bang it in a combo into the 1, 2, 3. So let's try that. It's happened to work. There's that reflex shot backwards. The other way up to the upper play field is through the left spinner. So as you can tell in this game, you really don't spend much time in the upper play field. But I got just over 50,000 just from that kind of combo there. The other thing going on in the lower play field, one of the two main other things going on, are the targets to the right, the drop target sequence. This is normally the way to play the game when you play it at home or in an arcade, because of the extra ball shot is the stand-up target in the back of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4 shots, and you earn an extra ball. The second shot earns 2x bonus, the third shot earns 3x bonus, and then the extra ball. So normally what you see people do is just go for those targets immediately. 1, and try to get control of the ball, which is easier said than done in this game. This game is a nightmare for ball control. Second target, missed. And one method of getting the ball over is to just do a post transfer. We'll talk about a couple others, and particularly try the tap pass. But you can see this is a game where you're rewarded very well for good shots and good play. As you see there, a successful shot drained me out. So I'm going to try again to get those targets down to get multipliers and get a good ball going. So as you saw me do a post transfer, let's do that one more time here. The post transfer is to try and chop the ball off the slingshot or up into the air in some way and then get it back. As you can see, that this game in the post transfer is a lot more difficult than it normally would be because of where the post actually is on the slingshot. So normally the other way to do this, and I'm going to try it here and we'll see how it goes, is to do what's called a tap pass. Tap passes are very dangerous. The idea is you're going to tap the flipper, and you see me doing it here on my left flipper. You're going to tap the flipper just hard enough to flip the flipper, but not all the way. And you can see me not being successful on it all the time. But now from the right, there was a tap. And as you can see, that was a hard tap. That was too hard to do what it's supposed to do. So I'm going to let it go, tap, and you can see that was not a full flip. The ideal is to tap it just enough to hop it over to the left side. So let's try that again here. I'm going to let it go down to the edge of the flipper and then touch the flipper just very slightly and trying to go bop it over. That's a tap pass. And if you can pull off the tap pass on games like Flash Gordon and Paragon, you are in really good shape because you get the ball in situations like this where I can just go for the targets again, make the target, get control on either side, tap it over, And now that shot says extra ball. On competition play, and I don't remember if this one's been set for competition or not, this target would be worth an extra ball. You really can't lose your focus in Flash Gordon because just bad things happen really fast. So that game was just over 300,000, which is a pretty poor. I won't say it's a poor game because I have done a lot worse than that on Flash Gordon. You'll probably see me do a lot worse just now. But learning how to do the tap pass on here is really crucial to getting success. The extra balls are apparently off because I would have earned an extra ball there. But if you're playing this game at home or you're playing this game at a friend's home, if you're playing an arcade, tell me where that arcade is because I will be amazed to find one of these on location at all but the best arcades in the country. Going for those extra balls is really the way to play this game in normal play. Get the extra ball through the 4 targets and then play out the rest of the game. Let's talk about other strategies next, about the multipliers and the 1, 2, 3. Out in the upper play field, don't forget that you can... On the upper play field, don't forget that you can nudge. The upper play field ball comes down here. You can bop it over so it doesn't fall through here, and then bop it again so it can be hit with your little mini flipper. On the right flipper, you can either do what I did before, the tap pass, or let's say you've got the upper play field lit or your spinners are on. We'll talk about how to light the spinners, but basically you should complete this bank of drop targets. You light one of the 2 spinners. Say the right spinner is lit for 1,000 a spin. This one I learned from a friend, Todd. You can backhand this spinner and it'll frequently go right through. So boom. There you must lower your flipper, the upper flipper, otherwise it won't happen. But that's general advice anyway. After you make a shot, let go of the button. Because the ball can fly right back at you real fast if you miss. This is also the best way probably to claim the collect bonus. Backhand, and if you can backhand it through, you'll get the collect bonus. We'll try to get it back on the right flipper next time. But from the left flipper, usually you go for those targets. That was a little too far left. 1, get control, or don't. There, what I'm not doing well is I'm not moving the machine enough to try and keep it from going that way. So you really need to take an aggressive stance and keep your hands in the ready position so that you can bump around and make things good. There's that backhand into the from the upper flipper into the target to light the collect bonus right away. From the left flipper, claim your targets. Hitting those other targets isn't bad either, and I'll tell you why in probably a future game. Each one of those targets is bonus anyway, but here from the right, as I said, you can backhand the spinner, and it frequently will go all the way through into collect bonus. This game you have to have a lot of patience on because you can make shots and be punished for them. You can miss shots and be rewarded. That really doesn't happen very often. And you just have to be ready for anything and be ready to bump the machine a lot too. As you saw there, I was able to bump the machine all the way back into a cradle position on the right. Once you collect 2 and 3x bonus, 4x bonus, bizarrely, and I can't think of any other game that does this, 4x bonus is those targets up at the top. Does it make any sense? No. Is it Flash Gordon? Yes. So we're going to try to complete the 4x bonus here, and I'm going to backhand it through the spinner. That whole shot will push it down the first time, but then up the second. So if you can keep track of how many times you have played, I tried a death save there, which is completely futile on this game, but the 3x bonus, wow, that's Flash Gordon. So that game was just under 200,000. Still haven't put up any reasonably good score on this one, but try again, Earthling. Third game, we'll try to put it together. Let's get a couple more tap passes in and get a 1, 2, 3 completion. I found that if you want a reasonable score, getting the 1, 2, 3 and getting the stuff up there is pretty valuable as the game progresses. So here from the right, another way to claim those targets is to just backhand it off the right flipper. So if you have the ball kind of hanging out off the edge of the right flipper, you can backhand it into those targets. But let's try the tap pass again. Remember, if you fail a tap pass, you lose the ball. So that's what my tendency to do is to tap too hard. Those are all good tap passes. But you saw what I did was too hard. I tend to tap too hard because I'm so worried about losing the ball, and there's just me being a moron. So Flash Gordon induces that a lot, And then we'll see. Maybe I can put up some good games eventually here, but it ain't been so good so far. Get control of the ball. It's on the right. Let's tap it over. That's a perfect tap pass right there. Claim his target. This one's going to bounce over. I'm just trying to make all 4 of those target shots. A drop catch. And then half the time, you know, it gets out of control no matter what. So you just got to get control, get the ball back, get it back on the left flipper somehow. Then get control, concentrate, make another target. That was an example of a bounce over maneuver where it looked really a lot more dangerous than it was. I think a lot of players tend to flip there just because they see, oh my god, it could be in deep trouble here, when it really isn't that bad. So I've got the 3X. Normally, again, in regular play, shoot for the extra ball, so let's make that anyway. Or try to. And that would have been frustrating in any environment. But here you haven't seen me put up a decent score yet, so I'm hopeful, but I'm not real hopeful. Hey, it's Flash Gordon. There's me bouncing it a little bit, getting, oh, and it has belly drop targets too, so be ready for those drop targets not to go down when they want to. Woo! Yet another 200,000 game. All right, let's put up a good one this time. This time what we're going to do instead is concentrate on the spinners and drop targets. Each drop target over here is worth 10,000 when flashing. One goal is to get all of those targets down. So if you get all 4 of these down, you earn, you light the spinners. If you can get them down twice in the ball, you light both spinners. And I have found the right spinner to be particularly valuable because you do and then go through there. If the spinners are really racked, you can earn a ton of points that way. So here, from the right flipper, if I get it to the right, instead of tap passing or doing anything else, I'm going to wait for the light to be on for the ones that I want to hit, and then claim the one I want to hit. So you got to be careful and time these shots so that you get the ones you want. I'm going to shoot for the second target now, and I hit the first one instead at the wrong time. So you won't get credit for it. You do get credit. You get the light spinner if you get all of them down. But one other goal is to complete the 8 lights here. That will light this center hole for the big bonus. So we'll try to get all that stuff going here. 3X bonus is good to have. And I'm going to wait until the one is lit before aiming for it. There we go. And by completing that, I have lit the left spinner for 1,000 a spin. And the ones that I have lit, I now have 1, 2, 3, 4 lights. The in lanes, these 2 targets on the right, and the 4 drops on the left all combine to advanced bonus and light the super bonus if you can complete them all in the center hole. So again, I'm waiting kind of here for those to be lit because I got those other 2. It doesn't strobe back and forth, and now I know that if I complete the drop targets again, I will finish those off. So let's go for that. But of course, you know, you really have to slam the game around a lot there. That big slam meant, and I sometimes get this question, how do you make it choose between the in lane and the out lane? The best choice is don't make it choose either of them. Get it out of that area completely. And so by pushing the machine, when it hit the top of the slingshot, it went up and then out completely. So I've got 1 target there, I've got 1 target here, I've got the in lane, and I have to make all 3 of those on this ball. So let's try to get that target. There's 1. And a tilt. Thanks a lot, Ming. And that's Flash Gordon. Well, let's see if I can do any better than that. You lose a lot of bonus in this game when you do tilt, so that's disappointing to tilt there. But you know, I'm just trying to get all these things down. But ideally, you get some of the bounce ins onto these drop targets. I've got 3 out of 4 drop targets down without really ever accomplishing any of it. So this drop target bank will be completed quickly. But you have to get both in lanes too, which is, you know, that's tough. You can trap out of the in lanes pretty carefully, or if it's moving fast, it'll bounce over. So if it goes in the in lane, there's really not much bad that can happen. I still need to make one drop there, that target, and the in lane. So we'll see if I can make them. There's one. Again, the way Flash Gordon plays, you basically just have to hope for the best. Now, how about that in lane? This looks awful, but you can do an alley pass to claim the in lane. An alley pass looks like a tap pass, except it's a full flip. You let the ball go all the way down to the base of the flipper, and then hit a nice hard shot. It looks very dangerous, but it's not so bad. There's an alley pass. So I got one more target to claim, and since this is Flash Gordon, I won't claim it, but there it is. And now you still haven't gotten everything. You still haven't gotten what you want to have. The thing in the middle here is the actual shot. So what I want to do now is get the ball to fall into that middle hole. And the easiest way to do that is to shoot the upper playfield. My goal in that upper playfield time is to collect bonus, and I'm going to try to go for that now, even though I don't have any multipliers. It's really not going to be worth that much. But by going into that hole at all, it gives me triple playfield for 15 seconds. So I'm going to try to get it to the top. Easier said than done. Get it to the top, and then just fall into that. Ah, you bastard! Get it to the top, and then have it fall into that hole. And now, 15 seconds, there'll be triple scoring. And we're going to make those 15 seconds as amazing as humanly possible. Or just drain, or flail, or something. But if you can collect the bonus during this 15 seconds, you can really make that valuable. Also valuable during this time, if you can, is to try and, do anything better than what you just saw. As you can see now, both spinner lit. Ideally, I would have wanted to do that before getting the 15 seconds of triple bonus time. But my score has gone over 460 now. So this is definitely the best game I've played so far. I want to collect bonus, so I'm going to try to backhand this spinner. It's a good shot anyway because it's 1,000 to spin. And that's really just not paying off for me. But it's okay. As a reminder, that thing goes to the top every other time. Of course, I immediately missed it. And I still have no multiplier. Getting the ball into the bumpers in this game, or getting it anywhere side-to-side movement, is just danger and difficulty. So ideally, you don't want it to ever happen. When it starts to happen, you just have to be ready and hope for the best. I got lucky there, to be honest. I didn't really do very much to save myself. I want the ball at the top play field, so let's try this again. Get that collect bonus. Oh, son of a bee. But, I'm still scoring a lot of points for that. You might think that wasn't a valuable shot, but I actually scored quite a lot of points off that. So let's look at that shot. I was at 647 when I went up there. And now I'm at 663. So that was a 16,000 shot, 16 spins, even though I really didn't hit anything else of value. It spins on the way up, it spins on the way down. And I have a fair amount of bonus too, so I may as well go for the drop target bonus advance here. Live catches, live catches in any game are useful, but here if you get them, they're really nice. And backhand that spinner again, and oh man, I wish I could get myself up there for that. But the collect bonus just isn't happening. Some Flash Gordons, the collect bonus is actually pretty much an impossible shot. A little Mylard there. See if I can get there again. Get the glorious sound effect background of humming noise. Get up there. Get in. Come on. 1, 2. Give me the 3. Going up. And going down. This has definitely been a good ball. Going down again. That would have been an extra ball, but extra balls are off. And we get the sound effect reset, which usually you don't get to because it means you've been playing the ball a long time. Backhanded up the top, get control. This takes patience. Just be willing to make this shot as many times as necessary to get what you need, which is getting it under the 1, 2, 3. Here on the left, Really dependent on game to decide which way could get you a better chance of getting the collect bonus shot. I'm not finding either direction to be successful right now, but you know, others have had success, and usually I've had success getting it up there, but it just isn't coming today. There you saw me almost lose the ball, but I was able to drop the flipper in time. Again, I said earlier, you want to drop flippers when you're playing and making shots, because the only way to save the ball is to have your flipper down to make a new shot or have it block the center. So get around! Oh! But I got the 1, 2, 3, which gives me 4x completion, and it lights the collect bonus target at the very top, which is a huge shot if I can hit it into that target. Very difficult shot to make directly. It often happens just off a bounce in the upper playfield. If it does happen, you should celebrate because you're happy. I got pretty much it all laid up right now. I've got the super bonus, the mini bonus, and one target left for 5x. Completing the lower bank is the 5x shot, and by leaving yourself one target when you get the 4x completion, it makes the 5x that much easier. So the collect bonus is lit in two places now. If I can loop it around into the shooter lane, it'll give me collect bonus. If I can hit the collect bonus target on the top, it awards. And I'm at just over 1 million points right now. No! Oh boy. Oh boy. So that was me desperately trying to grab the ball by bopping it back and back and back onto this flipper. Also ready is a double play field scoring by shooting it into that hole at the top again. So if I can get that going, that would be nice too. But I'm really just trying to get a collect bonus out of this. Come on now. Okay, that'll be double play field. And ideally, get in there. Oh, man. But I got the other one. That's a double completion. Woohoo! Nice little sound effect there. And that shot was, oh yeah, this time's double playfield still going, moron. Don't trap the ball and talk about what you did. And time's up. But that bonus collect was worth, I think, about 300,000. I'm not sure, but I now have 1.367 million. So this is closing in on the best I've ever done with no extra balls on Flash Gordon. So let's try getting this collect. I feel like it's in me to get that bonus collect. Get in the belly. All right, well, at least we can claim the 5x, maybe. Oh boy, that's gone. And I'm getting the mini bonus and super bonus here at 4x. Not perfect, because I would have liked to get the 5x, but big bonus now over 1.6 million. So I think this is the best I've ever done with no extra balls. One ball to go. It's kind of anticlimactic from this point, but you know, maybe I can put something big together. I doubt it. The way this game plays, this will be over in 5 seconds. All right, let's. Like I said, you can backhand this target, or frequently if you get the ball bouncing like that, you just pop it over. Targets. Let's do a little more tap passing just for the heck of it here. Duh! That was a bad one. But you know, I was able to do it once or twice successfully. There's a good example of what I sometimes call the Spider-Man trap, because it also works on Stern Spider-Man and a lot of new Stern games. Basically, as soon as the ball comes to your flipper, try to crank it into the underside of the slingshot immediately, and you frequently will just get a dead ball as a result. So we'll do the tap again, or try it. That was better, not perfect, a little too hard, but there are players who can really pull that move successfully. I honestly, I just don't trust it very well, and so I'm unlikely to use that in actual competitions. I'm much more reliant on some of my other skills and goals, but you know, depending on what you like to do, it can be a really successful thing to play for. But here is again, let it go to the bottom, tap it over, and you're just trying to get it as little impact to the flipper as you can. It is actually possible to do this on basically any pinball machine. You just have to figure out what the measure of the shot ought to be. So let's get it there again. If I was playing an arcade, I'd want to claim the extra ball. Another tap. That one was a little too hard. And there again, that's the Spider-Man catch, or I don't know what to call it. This is probably a better name for that. And there would be the extra ball. So at this point now, having gotten the extra ball, I would start making my way through these drops. I'm going to time those drop shots. If you're going to aim for the drops, time them so you get credit for the targets you're aiming for. And nicely done. A fine ending. But a good game. 1.878 million. Best I've ever done with no extra balls on Flash Gordon. The high score on this machine is 3.433 million. I don't know who set that back at Papa 13. We'll probably be able to make that information available online. Hope you enjoyed watching Flash Gordon, and I actually enjoyed playing it, amazingly. Take care, and keep playing pinball. Bye-bye.